Coach, fair to say a little more pleased with the effort at least today than Friday. You guys come out with a lot more fire, and then just kind of one of those where at the end Stanford's deeper and they're just Stanford.
I was really happy with our effort, our mindset, our competitiveness. There wasn't a lot that I didn't like about how we competed tonight. Our turnovers hurt us. They're just hard. They're built really well. They're built to, you can't get an advantage on pick and roll a lot because they got those bigs sitting at the rim, and it makes you have to take a lot of jump shots. And we hung in there pretty good with some jump shots, but we're not quite built to where we can match some of those shots. So, that's just an example of we got to get a little bit bigger, in some positions and handle that. And you gotta, Hannah Jump just crushes you because she makes really hard shots when you've really guarded her pretty hard. So they're just built well, and they played hard, and they dug in and guarded us hard and made it hard for everyone on our team to find open looks. But I thought we really competed hard. Proud of LA again, just how she manages, just now she's one that they key on, and she's still finding ways to produce for us.
You guys, you have 6 games left here in the regular season. I think, the theme of the last 4 has been, 30 really, really good minutes against, 3 top 10 teams, and then, kind of maybe struggling a bit in the fourth quarter. What do you kind of tell the team in the sense of this is what we have to do to find those last 10 minutes, because that could be the difference between getting back to the postseason and falling short?
Well, I don't know what happened. My whole bench, and I don't know what happened with the Bella. We had her down for it went from 2 to 4. So I don't know, a third foul that we had for B went to Bella, even though I have 2 people watching the officials. So that's a concern. I think when you lose a player out of half of the quarter, that hurt us a little bit, just in saving the day and getting some catches. And not that she could score great against this team, but I just think I don't think it's the same every game. I don't think today is the same as the last one. Clearly, we didn't score well in the fourth quarter of the last one, but we didn't play well the entire game. So I don't think any game is the same. We had to take and be a little bit desperate in taking some shots in the fourth quarter. I really probably have to look at the shot attempts. I thought Alex got some real good looks just based on how they're playing us. But I can't really judge that. I know it seems to be a pattern. It could be fatigue, but again, a lot of times it's who's on the floor and the shots we're taking. And I'm not positive that they were all bad shots. We just didn't make them.
You guys had, I think it was 10 points in the paint in the first quarter, just 8 the rest of the game. Was that just missing opportunities, or was it just kind of a combination of that? And then you mentioned Stanford's size with Brink and Kiki at the rim, that they're just really hard to score on.
They are. I mean, again, I thought Bella had some ISOs that are pretty good for us. Just she gets stretched out a little bit too far and can't finish. It's hard to find the matchups. It's hard to find they can kind of guard you one-on-one in the post, and you don't have to draw a lot of help. And if we did, it leads to having to make shots over 6'4", 6'6", or whatever they are, and that's a hard matchup for some of our size. But again, you can get some in trans. You can not turn it over and get some more attempts. I think that's the key. We turned them over in the first quarter. We didn't the rest of the game. They kept turning us over. Again, I think the turnovers is a big part of some of their run-out threes that they got, and some easy baskets. Again, for us at this stage and our personnel, we have to be so perfect in our floor game and our passing and not take as many chances sometimes on some passes. But again, this is a really good team we just played, and we competed really hard with them, so I'm proud of that.
How would you characterize your defense's approach and then results early and throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, again, just, they can space the floor so well, and you got to take some chances off of some people to try to help in the post. I thought we did the second quarter was kind of a disaster for us. I think that's the one. I look at the second quarter more than I'll even look at the fourth. That's the one where we had a lot of turnovers, and that led to some threes and some runouts. But again, I just played a game. We just played a game where it just didn't feel like we gave any effort at all. So I feel like this team can do something with this kind of effort, and we can compete. Now, we may not be good enough to beat Stanford, but we really competed well, and this gives me hope as to what we can do going forward. So I think that's the message that I have, and the thing that stands out the most to me tonight.
So with that message, how do you motivate your team? I mean, they recognized their effort on Friday was subpar, but they got there today. How do you continue to motivate your team throughout the rest of the season?
Well, again, this is what they love to do, and they chose this place to play at the highest level. They're playing against future WNBA players. The challenge is real. They're playing against a legendary coach. They've tasted success in the past. We've shown an ability to play with a lot of top teams in our league. So I feel like, I don't have to motivate too much. The standard that they have for themselves is really high. Now the hard thing for us is how do we find a win in this league? How do we go on the road now and play the Arizonas and try to keep fighting our way back up this ladder, because there's nothing easy about what's coming. So, but again, we've played really well this year. We've played well without Charlize at times, and this is an example that we played pretty well without Charlize, and we've got to have this kind of effort to have any chance going forward.
What does Bella need to do down the stretch?
Again, I think Bella was better today. I loved her mindset today. Again, a hard matchup, hard to score over. Had a couple of looks, at the free throw line. I think, she's worked really hard at her outside game. Probably against this kind of matchup, we need some of those from her and Alex and B. Just you got to be able to catch and shoot that pretty quick because of the length. I don't have any problem with how she competed. I don't, again, the turnovers, I think we got to just minimize the turnovers from her standpoint, because I think that if we don't get shots, that hurts us. But and that's more the passing ones. I think she got a 3-second that really was someone else's fault for not shooting. But I loved her effort, and you can tell the difference in how Bella practices and warms up and gets ready for a game. And she was ready for tonight and the challenge, and I thought it showed.
Coach, it seemed like Tara got off to that really good start, and then she kind of had some trouble finding open looks and getting her shot off. Is there a way, you've mentioned about how she's really been able to step up offensively, is there a way to try and get her in better positions to get that shot off?
Well, again, I thought she took a really hard layup in the first half. I thought she got fouled on a layup in the first half that wasn't called. She still doesn't have like a quick release like Hannah Jump does. And that's a challenge for all of our guards. Like, if you have someone that can make those kinds of hard threes and even curling into hard twos that are, you're going a million miles an hour, we don't really quite have a personnel that can make those kinds of shots. That's another area that's what makes them really, really hard to guard. But Tara's good at posting some, and again, just we have to move her around. We have to get her some attempts. She got 11 tonight. That's not all bad. I just thought she missed a couple that she usually makes, and like I said, maybe could have gotten a call on a foul, but she's right there. I'd love her to get 15 a game, but I don't have too many complaints. I think she really picked it up tonight. Guarded really great. She was a key defender in how we wanted to guard, and again, she's in a good spot. I think she's going to continue to get better.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Go Cougs.